Hello and welcome to Okay, I Said Too Much podcast. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode. So let's just jump right into it today. I am so grateful for the response that we had on last week's episode, because if you can't tell, I sound 100% better. I still can't quite hear myself, and I'm actually working without headphones today because for some reason they're just not working with my computer right now. I've had technical difficulties 2 weeks in a row, and then I just looked and I'm on 34% battery on my laptop. So fingers crossed we can make it through this episode with this whole thing not shutting down. Let's get right into this week's weekly update. I am rewatching Scandal for like the maybe like fifth or sixth time I'm rewatching it now, and every single time I rewatch it I like find something new in it that like is just, I can't explain it, but Shonda Rhimes, the way she does character development in her shows is like top tier. Like no one competes with her character development in that sense. Like she's gonna make you fall in love with a character and then crash and burn them and make them a terrible person, or just make you completely like. And the thing with Scandal is like you fall in love with the characters like flaws. Like they're so flawed, but you like love them because of that. Like that's what you fall in love with. I don't know. I just can't get over it. It's like definitely in my top 5 shows of like, if you've never watched it, then you should watch it. And that's what I've been doing because I was sick last week. Just to go into this week's episode, we are talking about like alone versus loneliness, and I was just struggling with that a lot this week. And 2 telltale signs of my mental health personally for me is like, am I reading a lot of books or am I watching a lot of TV? That kind of just tells you how I'm feeling in the moment, if we're being honest. Like it just, because it's an escape for me. That's all it is. Like it's just a way to not think about my own things. I go into La La Land and consume myself with these fake characters problems, and so that is why like I might not want to admit this, but I started rewatching Scandal Friday night. It's been a week and I'm on season 5. Almost to the end of season 5. When I want to binge watch a show, I will binge watch a show. Like last Wednesday, I took off from work because I just felt so bad. Was that? Yeah, last Wednesday? Yes, yeah. And I watched all of The Last of Us, every single episode. And then Thursday, Friday, I caught up on The Servant on Apple TV. Great. These are 2 great shows. If you haven't watched either one of those shows, those 2 are great. And so I was like, what else can I watch? So that's how we got here. I plan on doing a whole episode about like my favorite TV shows and all that, like a recommendation episode of like what to watch. Like basically, you know how I did all of my favorite things and it was kind of like skincare, like things you can go out and buy. I want to keep doing those episodes, but with like different topics. And so I'm going to do a TV show one. I've convinced myself in my head I could write the perfect TV show because I've watched so many of them. I'm like, I can do it. There's something about TV shows that always gets messed up in my head. So I'm like, I can write the perfect TV show. I could do it. But that's a topic for a different episode. Let's jump right in to our trending topic this week. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, when I walked into this room to record, I did not have a trending topic because I kind of go back and forth a lot because so much happens over a course of a week. Like, and honestly, I don't even really give myself a week. I give myself like 4 days to pick things because I always have my episodes planned out, but I never have like my weekly updates. Like I go in there and do it the day I record and my trending topic just because it gives me more time. So I saw so many TikToks about this today and that's why I picked it. And I don't have any like revolutionary beliefs on this topic, which is overconsumption. But I will say I did participate in overconsumption for a while there. I think the most thing that I'm going to say about this topic that could be like shake the table, I guess, is that I think if you are not, as you get older, becoming more radicalized is how you say it? Radical in your beliefs. Like, and I'm not saying like, well, I guess it is that politics, but if you are not constantly like researching and learning and realizing that the majority of things are completely rooted in capitalism and all that, like then what are you really doing? I think as we get older, we should be educating ourselves on stuff like that. So I used to participate in overconsumption. I probably still do to some standards, but I have definitely like taken a break and calmed down with the constant buying. And I think what we saw over what happened between like now and like COVID and now, because I don't know, it's like people were stuck at home. A lot of people were struggling, and you kept seeing influencers influence. Like no one took a break because of TikTok, because of the beautiful world of TikTok. There's so many more people in the position of being able to be an influencer and being able to get PR packages or trying all the new things to make videos or what else. Like I think a good example is there's this girl on TikTok and she does like refill videos, but she also has like guest rooms, and she'll be like, what I filled my guest room with while my friends were in town. And it's just so many items, so many things that she's like gone and bought. And so on the flip side of that, there's a TikTok that goes through and it's like shows you the cost of everything, and it's like you're refilling this room with like $600 worth of products, and you're making how many of these videos? And I get it, a lot of influencers are of course sent things, so it is different, but I think that's kind of what it is now. Yes, it's probably, you know, still overconsumption, because you got to think plastic, all that stuff goes into landfills. I think that's like what the biggest thing is, and then everything under the sun is rooted in capitalism. And so I think people are trying to go against that too as well. So it's just what a lot of people are suffering from is they're kind of over influencing, or a certain type of influencer culture that has like been sprouted from the popularity of TikTok. I think that's truly what a lot of people are over. And I'll say I'm over it too, because there's no reason to have so much stuff. Like I have a lot of stuff, but a lot of stuff I've had for a very long time. I kind of like made a vow to myself to try to stop buying just so much meaningless stuff. Like honestly, if I really took the time, I could get rid of so much stuff that I don't use anymore. Like I've really simplified like my routines and all that, and I buy a lot of the same stuff over and over and over again. One overconsumption thing that I'll probably never get rid of is fast fashion. Maybe if, you know, this podcasting thing blows up and I lose a few pounds, I will not participate in fast fashion. But like for me as a bigger girl, it's so much easier. I'm not buying $80 pair of jeans. I'm just not. It's just not happening. I think it's wild. Like that is like capitalism at its finest. But capitalism is a whole nother topic for a different day. But yeah, I think it's more just like, oh, people are over influencing, which is so true. It's like I think TikTok sparked a really weird type of influencing and influencer that's just like so much different than like the OG YouTube community. And I think a lot of people now are kind of like resorting back to that. I've never left my OGs. I've never left them. Like there's certain people I'm going to watch to the end of freaking time. Like that's just what it is. So I think just being mindful of that, and all you can do too with overconsumption is worry about yourself, honestly. Like that sounds kind of mean, but just worry about yourself. Don't buy something if you don't feel like need it. Recycle. That sounds so like because recycling is kind of a myth, but again, different topic for a different day. I tweeted this week. If you really do your research on things, everything is rooted in such terrible places. Like recycling is a myth. When you really research recycling, it's a myth. So many things are terrible if you really research, and it's probably because of capitalism. So yeah, that's our trending topic for today. Again, if you don't want it, don't buy it. Don't be so easily influenced, y'all. I think that's honestly what it is. But let's get right into our episode. So I told you guys I was taking a break from the deep topics. But here's the thing. So as we all know, I plan my episodes. But for me, it's really like if I do not feel passionate about a topic, I can't talk about it. Like I just can't fake the funk. And so this week I just went with what I was feeling, and that's what this episode is about. So there's the age-old debate. Well, it's not really a debate. It's just being lonely versus being alone. That is what we're talking about today. And also another subcategory of all of this is like stacked emotions, because I feel like sometimes that's just such a complex like thing, and we'll get more into it. You'll see what I mean. So like I said, I was feeling down since I've been sick and all that. I do tend to self-isolate when I'm feeling down. Like I will say that. And I think this is what sparks the like feeling of loneliness in me is my own self-isolation. And that is one of my toxic traits. I will say that 100%. But it's also like I was laying in bed the other night, and it was so crazy because I've had two different experiences with this. So one night I'm laying in bed, glass glass of wine, Scandal's on. I'm in the middle of my bed stretched out, and I'm over the moon happy right now. I'm so freaking happy because I'm by myself. I'm in my bed. I don't have to ask someone else what they want to watch. Like, I don't have to share my bed. I'm like smack dab in the middle of it. I'm yelling at my TV passionately about the episode of Scandal I'm watching, and I don't have to answer to anyone about that. I was like so giddy and happy about that. I was like, this is the best. This is the best. Like, why would I ever want to have to adjust where I'm at right now? Because I enjoy this. I enjoy this so much. And then like the next night, literally like clockwork, I'm in my bed, same situation, same scenario, and I'm sad, like sad, tears, kind of like at a moment where I like wanted to start crying, and then I told myself to like get a grip. To be completely honest with you, I was like, I am so lonely, and that's okay. But I'm also, it's so weird because I'm also like the happiest I have ever been in my entire life. Like, I have never, like, I'm in such a good spot right now, but I'm lonely. And I feel like it's okay to feel lonely. I feel like people are always, and this is where I got the topic, it's like, it's kind of hard to talk about feeling lonely with people around you sometimes, because it's always like, well, you're not alone. You're lonely, but you're not alone. Like, you have to take joy in that. And it's like, yeah, you are absolutely right. But I think it's also normal for me to feel lonely after certain life events, after, I wouldn't go as far as like healing makes you lonely, or finding like your self-worth makes you lonely, but I mean, it kind of feels that way sometimes, like you kind of feel like, wow, I did all this work. You did all this work, and now you kind of like, I wouldn't say don't have something to show for it, but you just have to relish in it alone. Like, yes, I have all the most amazing people in my life right now, and I wouldn't change that. And I am very thankful, because there are people who are lonely and alone, and I can honestly say I don't have that. Like, I'm just lonely. Like, I have such amazing people in my life, and I'm so thankful for my friends. I'm so thankful for my family. Like, I'm truly never alone, but I am lonely. It's just like a cycle that I'm going through right now, where it's like, I get up, I do the same morning routine, I go to work, I do the same routine, I come home, I do the same afternoon routine, and then I go to bed in an empty bed by myself. And I can tell you, I can go that whole day and not talk to anyone outside of like my immediate family that I live, or that I like talk to. That is lonely. It's kind of weird when people try to like fight you on that, but I also am going to say on the flip side, I don't need to talk to my best friends every day. I don't need to talk to like, that's not what I'm saying here. And I would never want to put that responsibility on my friends to like check up on me every day. Like, that's kind of wild when everyone lives different lives. But the thing about companionship that I think people forget sometimes, that is, a partner picks you. They pick you to say that we're not going to grow apart. Like, we are going to grow together. I'm picking you to grow together. And with friends, you can be in different life events that grow you apart, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I want all my friends to go and experience all the beautiful things in life, but I would like to experience the beautiful things too. So it's very flip sometimes. Like, you just feel alone and you feel lonely, and that's okay. Like I said, I'm the happiest I have ever been in my life right now, but I can admit that I'm very lonely, kind of sad, kind of bummed, but I'm also happy. And it's very hard to explain that to sometimes. Like, people sometimes make you feel like you're complaining about things, and it's like, I truly have nothing to complain about. I have a job I love. I am doing this here. I have great family and friends. Like, I am happy. I'm so truly happy. But I think the best way to say it is I'm not content. Like, there's a feeling of like, something is missing. And I think too, companionship is so rooted in our core as people, and I think that is what's left out of the conversation a lot sometimes about this, is that companionship is so rooted deeply within us. Like, you had to think, like, we come from pack people. Like, you have your tribe, you have your pack, because back in the old, like, think about it, like Stone Age, like what am I trying to say? Cavemen. Okay. cavemen. Let's start there. It was basically like if you did not work together in certain points of like our ancestors' history, if you did not work together, if you did not have a tribe, a village, or whatever, everyone had their responsibilities, you would fail. It was very hard to succeed in life if you were alone. That's just the facts. And so that has made companionship rooted in us to our core. That stretches from generations to generations before us, like especially if you're like Black, not African American, Black, where we were slaves. This is so deep. Be talking about fucking loneliness. I'm so sorry. But if you go back that far, like that, again, it was pack mentality. Like we had to look out for each other. So of course, like that's why, you know, I think you see a lot of Black people have very large families, because that's that pack companionship mentality. And so that is so rooted in who we are as people. And so I think it would be honestly kind of weird to not crave companionship when it is so rooted at your core of who you are as a person. I think that's where it comes from. I just think that is like I should, like I have a pack, but it's like, what am I trying to say? I saw a TikTok right before I did this, and she was like, basically like, you know, I'm seeing everyone build their team. Everyone around me build their team, have their players, and put on the jersey and go through the game of life with their team. And she's seeing this all around her, and she's like, you know, maybe I'm ready to put on the jersey too, but how do you even start? How do you even get there? And I think, I don't want to say I had this idea in my mind when I was with my ex of like, this is it. This is where life is, like this is the end goal. But at the same time, I did not see that. And so when you lose it, and then that person that you were with finds it again so fast, it's like, it just does spark conversation. I've done a lot of work to get over that, but it's like, I thought that was my team. I thought I was building my team, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm ready to build my team. I'm ready to, you know, have someone pick me to be like, I'm picking you to grow. I'm picking you to grow with me. I'm picking you to vow to you to grow together and not apart, because even family grows apart. And move away and do this and do that. You know, when you find someone you love and you cherish, you're saying, I'm picking you to grow together with. That like your partner, your companion is the only person that is technically supposed to grow with you in this life. Like friends grow apart, family grows apart, you grow apart from jobs, like, but when you find someone you love and you want to build a life with, that is the person who's like, yes, I'm going to grow with you. And not having that is lonely, and not being able to find that will cause you to make you feel like something's wrong with you. And all of these emotions are okay. All of them are okay. All of them are normal, honestly. So, but what I can really say is I am very lucky to not be alone though. I will say I am very lucky to not be alone. My sister moved to Minnesota for 3 years with her husband. Things didn't work out, and she was in a whole state without her family, without like, you know, people she had like grown up around. That is being alone. That is a whole different ball game. Like, how can you go through life like that? And that brings me to another point. Loneliness is not, that's why I also want to say like companionship, partner. That's why I try to use this language, because loneliness isn't always like, oh, I want to find my soulmate, I want to find my husband. It's also so many different life events make you feel those emotions. Like being a new mom. A lot of people say being a new mom is a very lonely life change. Moving to a new place where you don't know anyone, and you know how hard it is to make friends when you're older. So I don't want you to feel that this is a talk just for single people, because it's not. It's very much like anyone can feel these emotions. Anyone can have this, you know. Everything can be isolating in a way if you make it out to be. Again, I have my issue with self-isolation, and that is something that I don't recommend anyone to do. But yeah, that is just my spiel on loneliness today. And like that feeling of like, you can have the happiness. Like I can recognize that I am very happy, but I can also recognize that at the end of the day, I am also sad and lonely. And I think a lot of people would be like, well, then you're not really that happy. But it's like, yeah, I am, because I've had my moment of clarity of like, it's okay if it doesn't happen. It's okay if like not having a companion, not having a partner doesn't happen, because I have found so much joy in other things. So I have had that moment of clarity. And so that's why I think you can be so happy, but also have these secondary emotions go on. And I don't think that's like talked about enough. I think everyone just wants to jump to like, oh, I'm miserable. My life is this, my life is that. My life is great. But I can admit to you that something is missing. Doesn't make my life less great. Doesn't make the point in my life less important, because this is a very important part of my life that I'm going through right now. I'm going through a very transitional is probably not the word. I'm starting a lot of new things. And that's sometimes I try to tell myself too, I'm like, where would it fit in all of it? Like, but then I think if it's my soulmate, it will fit in all of it. They might have a podcast too. Heck no, I'm just kidding. I'm never dating a man with a podcast. Men get in front of a podcast mic and just go crazy. It's just not happening. That's a different story. And if you're a man with a podcast, I'm genuine. It's very, I don't mean it. I didn't mean it if you're a man with a podcast. But I don't have any shiny tip at the end of, my deeper, more emotional episodes. I always try to end on a positive note. And my only positive note is that it's okay to not have it figured out. It's okay to be like, something's missing. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to sit alone and be like, dang, is this it? Is this where it's ending? All of that is okay. That is my only tip, because for a very, very long time, I used to struggle and I used to be like, nope. The only way I'm happy, the only way I'm good in life is if I'm happy and good all the time. So I have to push away these emotions. I gotta think, like, I used to really tell myself that. Now I've realized that you can have the happiness, you can have the great life and still have these moments. And I just want everyone to realize that, because like I said, I used to beat myself up. I used to beat myself up about it and be like, no, we've done too much work for you to ever feel an emotion, any other emotion besides happiness. And that is, honestly, no one can keep up with that. You can have the best of the best and can't keep up with that, So that is it for being alone versus loneliness. And it's not even just that. It's just, I think more of it is just step into your emotions. Step into your emotions, recognize your emotions, be comfortable in those emotions. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation with you guys today. It wasn't really like, here's my topic. It was more like, I'm gonna step into these emotions and that's gonna be okay. And it is what it is, basically. It is what it is. But that is it for this week. Next week, I don't know what we'll be doing next week, but that is it for this week. And let's just get right on into our song of the week. Before I get into the song of the week, I want to talk about something really quick, because it deals with like two artists that I really enjoy. Well, one is my baby, Drake. But that's besides the point. But Lil Yachty and Drake just did like an interview together. You can Google it. Well, not Google it. You can YouTube it. Such a good interview. If you love Drake, and this is why I included this in this part, my song of the week part, because I love Drake. If you love Drake and you want to like see a like really different side of him, go watch that interview. But first song of the week, I have my phone up because I've been recording clips for TikTok for the podcast, and so I had to take my phone down out of the tripod for song of the week because I need to see it. This is not a new artist because the song's from 2021, but I found this artist on TikTok. I saw her promoting her music on TikTok and I was like, wow, I love this. Like, I need to go check her out. And her name, like on Apple Music, like you can just put in Stuck in a Tree. Like technically, I think she goes by SIAT, but you can Apple Music Stuck in a Tree. I think this is her debut song too, like one of the first ones she did. But Stay in My Lane by her, so good. I'm saying her, but I'm gonna be honest, I do not if she uses those pronouns. So if she does not, I apologize. But Stuck in My Lane, I have talked about this before. I don't like when people call something like low vibrational, but if I had to put the label like high vibrational on something, I would put that on her music. Just very feel good, very like Stay in My Lane, like just makes me want to roll my windows down when the weather gets warm and like just blast it. Like it is just such feel good music. It's really different. Like it's not different. It's not revolutionary in any way. That sounds terrible that I just said that. These are the thoughts that go through my head. But it's just like, if you want like, it's like feel good, like trying to relate her to an artist, but I can't think of one that I can like put her on. It's like, because I think people try to put Jhené Aiko in like the very like high vibrational, like good feel, like, they try to like put her in that like very spiritual category, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. This girl is like, if you are really like into spiritual, like I feel like I would want to play this while I'm in like a crystal shop. Like that is like truly what her music is like, and that is like, she would tell you that, like, that is like really what she's going for, and it's so good. Like, it just like so good. Stuck in a Tree, stay in my lane. Great song, great artist. I really want her to blow up because I just feel like she has such a pure form of music, so I'm excited to see what happens. Her songs go pretty viral on TikTok, so that's always a good sign. But great artist, and I really want to give you guys something like new that I think a majority of you guys that listen to my podcast have not listened to. So check her out. You know what I'm gonna say. Still no jingle. And you know, if you know someone who makes jingles, or you make jingles and you want to make me a Song of the Week jingle, I would not complain. All right, guys, to wrap up this episode, I just want to say, feel your feelings. It's okay to be sad, but be happy and be confused by it all. It's okay to be lonely, and it's okay to say, I am alone, and you need support, or you need someone else to help you. So, like I said, please, like I always say, I don't know what I was trying to say. I just lost my train of thought. I'm hungry and I need food. That's the best way to put it. But again, I said this last week, follow the Instagram. I don't have this in my outro, so follow the Instagram. It's ISTM.podcast. And then my TikTok is just my name if you want to see the video clips that were taken today. So remember, grab a shot. I'm actually drinking tonight, so I'm gonna take a shot for you guys. Grab a shot. Be safe. I love you guys, and I will see you next Tuesday. Please do not forget to like, download, play on a super low volume multiple times, review 5 stars only. Please and thank you. I love you guys. I love you guys. Be happy, be safe, and until next week. And I will see you again on, okay, I said too much.